This is the CHRILLCAST. I'm Chris.
And I'm TiMMy.
And I'm JC.
And JC, today is our Manic Monday. I'm sorry, Manic Monday.
Yes.
And, got you, Will. So today, JC's our guest, and why don't you tell everybody about your channel?
So I am JC of JCPRODUCTIONS, and my channel is, I do short films every once in a while, but every single week I am streaming video games. Mostly right now I do zombie games, and yeah, besides that, I'm going to be coming out with a new short film hopefully in like a week.
Ooh, very cool. See what the description says. I love filmmaking and also love gaming. This channel is simply a reflection of what I love to do. It seems like you got this in the bag, dude. You really described this well. All right. I saw that you had some kind of world record stream thing you were trying to do. Is that true?
Yeah, I currently hold 3 world records in Call of Duty Zombies.
That's amazing. Do you want to elaborate on that?
So Call of Duty Zombies has a website dedicated to world records where if you stream it or do a video of it, you can post it and it will get like vetted, and then those are the world records for the game, and they have it for Call of Duty Zombies for all of them. They also have like Warzone and survival games for Call of Duty as well, but they have custom maps as well for like Black Ops 3 and World at War. And for Black Ops 3, a huge map dropped. It was so huge that people were calling it a new DLC. And me and some guys got together in one of the streams, and we set 3 4-player world records on it.
Huh. Good for you guys. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm currently trying to snag a world record in World at War right now, but I'm climbing the ladder at number 4.
Nice. Didn't realize we were living with a living legend here, you know.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
So you're going to be really on top of this Call of Duty Warzone talk, huh? So our first, before we get into our main topic, which is essentially Call of Duty Warzone has a massive player base, we're going to start with our 2 quick topics. The first one is Donkey Kong Country on the Nintendo Switch, July 15th. That's awesome.
Amazing.
I don't know how anybody could be upset about that.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic news. I love Donkey Kong Country. That was like, you know, a beautiful memory that I still revisit periodically.
I stream that every once in a while.
Yep.
It's something about Nintendo games, no matter what they are always so timeless. Like, literally, I broke out the Wii and started playing Mario Kart again. It doesn't matter what game it is, whether it's on like the N64 or GameCube or anything. It will always be good, and people will be happier to see it in a high-res version.
Now,
Totally true.
What's significant about this, though, is the fact that Rare has somehow allowed this to be added to the Switch, which is cool, you know, because Rare has some kind of rights to this. I know they're not as significant as Nintendo, but still cool that they're working together on this.
The music in this game is amazing, too.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just
Some of the
for
best.
what he had to work with, you know.
Some of the best.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I still have the VHS tape they sent. It was like just behind the scenes, you know. I don't even remember how I got it, honestly. Just Nintendo did.
Which one?
That's the whole reason I bought Donkey Kong Country.
There's like 3 or 4 tapes they released.
I honestly don't know. I'll have to find it and tell you. Because all I remember is it was about Donkey Kong Country. It was like a behind-the-scenes looking thing that we had just sent off for. And then I bought Donkey Kong Country. I mean, my mom played it. It was a great time.
Very nice.
Railroad level's rough. But
yes, it is.
Figure it out. Get that one jump. You'll be fine.
I forgot what I was going to say next. I had something. Okay, I guess we'll move to the next quick topic. Oh, I'm sorry. I remember now. So the date that this podcast is coming out, it'll have already been out for 5 days. So hopefully everybody's already enjoying Donkey Kong Country. We're talking about it because it's amazing, and not everybody's going to know this came out already. But we know. If we're your source for information, you know now too. All right.
Super excited.
So I want to talk about a quick topic that could turn into a slightly longer quick topic, but hey, you know, we do our thing. Next gen AAA games reportedly going to cost $70 as of NBA 2K21's price leak. What do you guys think about that?
I'm not surprised. Not even a little bit. I just think it's funny that the slew of like sporting games, which are known for being such like copy paste type of games, like they get criticized for that. Like you can like them, you can not like them, but they're known for being slightly bit more Control C, Control V, and the fact that this is the first game that's let out is like, oh yeah, we're gonna cost $70. I just found hilarious, but I kind of expected games to progress into costing more than $60 because games are one of the few select things that, as prices steadily rise in the world, they've stayed stagnant for like, I think it's been like 20, 30 years.
Something like that, yeah.
Quite a while.
It's been definitely since the early mid 2000s, for sure since the 360 time frame. It's been steady at $60 for brand new games. Because I know the GameCube launched a lot of games at like $40, $50 range, so
yeah,
that generation was still lower.
If the game prices were gonna rise, they were gonna rise by $10 as well because that's how they've done it. The game prices before they were $60 were $50. They do $10 jumps, and it just kind of fits the pattern.
Unless you include the wild 90s where the N64 carts were anywhere from $30 to $70.
Okay.
It's the only time I can think of where it's like you might have a game like Mario Party's 40, and then like a game like Doom on the 64 was like 60 or something, and it was just like prices were like, okay, nobody's gonna make up any kind of standard. We're just gonna be everywhere and all over the place.
Right.
Beautiful.
Exactly like JC said too. Like what's upsetting is these games don't. I mean, I'm sure they take a long time to put out still too, but they're not like building a whole universe, you know, all-encompassing map and campaign and whatever. It's like it is a lot of just import the same physics there and like, oh yeah, we changed this one thing, guys, and now this announcer's on there, and you know.
See, I'll even give credit to like the Call of Duty franchise because like Call of Duty, at least they've worked on their engine and changed things every single game they release, and they have like 3 different studios working on it. This is like one studio with one engine that they just slowly over time iterate, and then I think most of the cost probably comes from the fact that they have players that they have to license the names of.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the biggest cost that they have, which kind of sucks, you know, because people want the names. That's why they buy the games every year. I don't care anymore. I'm done with like Madden and NBA and all that stuff. Like I really haven't bought a new game since Jim Caldwell was the Lions coach. But this is the Mamba Forever Edition, and it's $99.99. Do you know what's special about the Mamba Forever Edition?
Kobe.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
What's special about Mamba Forever is that it's the only version of this game that will automatically upgrade to the next-gen consoles.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's kind of scummy.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be like a Kobe Bryant tribute. Aww.
Nope. So that's it. That's the idea. They said if you want to have the next-gen console backwards compatibility or upgrade, whatever you want to call it, you have to pay $100 instead of $70. So they're scumming you twice.
Yeah, I like it even less now.
It's one of the they've already said like all the sports games will probably cost double to get them on both consoles. Well, and NBA 2K is like, no, we're just going to charge you, you know, a game and a half to have it on both consoles.
Oh.
So that's it. That's the whole conversation about that, I guess. So on to our main topic, the one that's actually kind of fun, not scummy. Call of Duty Warzone and the rapid player base increase it has seen. I'm going to rattle off some stats here and then we'll talk about it. Call of Duty Warzone is gaining players faster than Fortnite did when Fortnite released. Call of Duty Warzone launched on March 10th, 2020 with 6 million players on launch. It had, in 3 days, 15 million players. In 10 days, 30 million players. In 1 month, it reached 50 million players, reaching 60 million players in 2 months. So it's slowed down a little bit. But in comparison to Fortnite, what took Call of Duty Warzone 6 months to reach this player base, it took Fortnite almost 2 years. But right now, Fortnite's sitting at about 6 times the size of Call of Duty Warzone at 350 million players. But Warzone's getting all the headlines right now because they just upped their Battle Royale total player count to 200 players in one Battle Royale. So that's a pretty massive number of players to be sitting in one match.
Yeah, I played it. It was crazy.
I just want to kind of talk about, what do you guys think of Call of Duty Warzone as a whole?
You can go ahead, JC, if you want, but I do want to touch on it too.
Sure. Okay. The Battle Royale genre in general is something that really, really needed something something different with each game in order for a game to get its rite of passage. Like how Fortnite did it with building, and Warzone's doing it with the Gulag specifically. Like, that's the thing that everyone knows. It's so big that, like, even people that don't play Call of Duty Warzone know about the Gulag. And whether it's similar to mechanics that are in other Battle Royale games or not, having something that people can say, oh no, it's not just walk around, grab loot, and shoot people. There's a little bit more to it. Gives Warzone an edge, and not even to mention that Warzone's a large amount of people playing Warzone, I would wager to guess, are people that wanted a more realistic looking battle royale that was just as fancy and just as polished as Fortnite was. I think Fortnite grabbed such a large amount of people. What you said, like 300 million or something, like something nuts. Yeah, 350 million players. And that's because they care about their game. It's constantly updated, not even to mention it's free. Warzone is the first game that is backed by such a large publisher that they can keep up with the Fortnite pace, and that's why it's growing so rapidly, because not only is it appealing the same type of way as Fortnite, but it's scratching the itch of people who wanted something not for kids, if that makes sense.
It's a good point. And it's definitely, I mean, that's what I've been playing a lot lately, and I also still think Fortnite's a great game, I'm not going to lie. I think it's very well crafted. Like you said, it has that different factor with the building, and they have just done an amazing job consistently keeping it interesting. Whether it's used to be like on Reddit, I mean, the devs were in communication with the community. I mean, people were putting suggestions out, and they were like half the time actually doing them. It was really cool to see that. You know, they did some of the real life where they built like the Durburger out in the middle of the desert and paid some actors to pretend to be scientists and like hand out the business cards, and you call the phone number, and the wavelengths they've scanned look like the Take the L Dance guy. Like, I don't know, there was a bunch of crazy stuff going on. It's like, just imagine me as Charlie from It's Always Sunny, you know, pointing to all the graphs. But they did a lot of that, just intense stuff to build the community and the interest and get people talking about it every day. And, you know, now they've put in live shows and changed their map consistently and changed just how the game is played, changed the meta every season. And I don't know, it's just such a different animal. I know that Warzone is blowing up. I know it blew up quick, but like numbers wise, it blew up about as quickly as Apex, you know. And whereas that, I'm pretty sure Apex was at like around 50 million its first month as well. And Apex is still a great game, and it's still got a player base of, you know, around that probably, or probably a little less. I haven't looked in a while, but I don't know. I just think the only thing that's coming that might change the game, apparently they're saying the new Cold War, and maybe JC probably knows more about this because you were talking about zombies and stuff, but like they said, the Cold War might be built on the same mechanics as Modern Warfare, so possibly they can incorporate Warzone into the new duty as well. So maybe it has a chance to contest with Fortnite eventually, but I just think it's a different level Fortnite is on. They've built such ingrained, and like everyone knows, there's another Call of Duty coming out this year. You know?
You mind if I jump in there on you, TiMMy?
Yeah, please.
I think the biggest thing that Fortnite had going for it, right, is they were the biggest battle royale. They kind of did it above PUBG when PUBG did it, which was a very unpolished Battle Royale,
Right.
albeit much more realistic, kind of like the Call of Duty, right? It looked more realistic,
But
had a more
everyone
gritty feeling.
complained about it, right?
Well, I mean, but I can tell you this: when PUBG was popular, I had a bunch of friends, and it still is popular. It's just not as popular amongst most people.
Right.
But I used to have friends be like, "I'm gonna go play PUBG for 5 hours." I'm like, "What the heck is PUBG? I have no idea what that is." Like, but Fortnite, I've been unable to escape the onslaught of content that Fortnite has been putting out on the internet. That I just can't escape it. It's all over the place.
Culture. Yeah.
So, but what I will say is, when Call of Duty announced they were launching a Battle Royale, you're not establishing a new franchise. You're not establishing something that nobody knows about. You're not creating something from nothing. You're creating something from an established franchise that already has a massive player base that already enjoys what you're doing to begin with. You know what I mean? Fortnite had to build an audience on essentially nothing.
Right. Yeah, that's why I don't think you can compare the numbers, like the early day numbers. You know?
Yeah, they Fortnite had to build an audience off of the fact that their game was free and polished.
Right.
But it didn't work right away, because remember, Fortnite was not always a Battle Royale.
It was a zombie game.
Yeah.
Right.
So
That was when I was more interested in it.
he's like, not the current Fortnite. I like the old, and the old Fortnite technically still exists, I believe, and you
It's
can still
called,
play it.
like Fortnite Save the World, I
Yeah.
think.
World, yeah.
So here's the next question: will Warzone finally be the Battle Royale to unseat Fortnite as the top dog in Battle Royale space?
Will they continue supporting it when the new Call of Duty comes out? Will Warzone become a thing that's not, oh yeah, it's like a connector with Modern Warfare? Is it, oh yeah, Warzone is its own free medium now, which technically it is right now. You can get Warzone for free. You don't have to get Modern Warfare.
Right.
But if they continue to support it, I'd say it stands a better chance. But there's absolutely no chance if they try to make another, like, do what happened before with Black Ops 4 and, like, have another Blackout. If there's a separate Battle Royale, of course not. Because
if it's
then
built
they'll
on the
be
same
fighting.
engine, I don't see why they wouldn't combine them like that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
just
the play.
have your own multiplayer and keep what you have and continue changing it. You know, they've done well recently with like the bunker stuff. You know, they put bunkers in the game, and they didn't tell anybody really how to figure it out. Like the community had to figure it out. Again, Reddit, it was really fun kind of following some of those threads, and like, you know, guys, my friends learned Russian. You know, they're like, I know how to count to 10 in Russian now, so I can get into the bunker. And we found a nuke. If you push this button, and we don't know what's going to happen. And it's really cool. They're doing well in that regard too, but just not on the scale that Fortnite's done.
What if they did like seasons with the games, like they rotated in various time periods and weapons?
That would be another boost. I would, like if they did it, they did when it's because it's rumored to be called like Black Ops Cold War. When Cold War comes out, if they did like a Cold War event and like for like a week or something, everything in the map like has like a graphical update or something like that, or something changes, and again they just stick the game, they move the game from being, oh yeah, this is with Modern Warfare to, yeah, this is just the Call of Duty Battle Royale game, then I think it would be a huge boost and it stands a lot better chance. But
that's what I thought this was when I first saw it coming out.
But I just know that for a fact when Warzone came out, Blackout died.
Right. Yep, exactly true.
It'd be cool though if they did continue this on, like just because it's called War. I don't think Warzone has to change the name. I don't even think they have to change it. They could keep the name Warzone and just rotate in various time periods. Like they could have a World War II month, and then when that season's over, then they rotate into a Black Ops month, And then when that season's over, they could rotate to World War One and have it even different. I don't know. Just keep the pace changing. It would make it more interesting. It doesn't have to be every month, and they could even have separate playlists if they wanted to.
Right. I mean, you see that now with Apex. They've incorporated a new map, and it's sometimes certain weekends they feature maps that only or game modes that only have that map, and other weeks it's 2 days of this and 2 days of that, or every other game is this map, and that's nice. It's a nice little way to keep it fresh, I guess, too. But also, this game already takes up a ridiculous amount of space. So,
oh yeah,
like add another map, and who knows what else they'll put with that, So I don't know. I'll need to buy a whole nother external hard drive just for this game.
Warzone's 2 terabytes.
It really is like insanely big. I can't remember what it's up to now after that last update. But
it's in like the several hundreds.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts. What do you guys? What's your thought process on other franchises that could enter the Battle Royale space in a big way like Call of Duty has?
I think it's pretty much inevitable. I mean, people, a lot of people are doing it now. I mean, there's already like 6 or 7 more slated to come out. It's popping. Still, it's not as popular as it was, but it's still going to be a way, if you have a shooter game or any interesting style of combat game, why not drop 100 players in and let them all see who's there last,
Let's get let's get Assassin's Creed and have the Assassins versus the Templar.
Please. Yeah. Do that all day.
And then it would be cool to have like the enemy, like the Templar, as they're walking through, because it's Knights Templars, the bad guys in that game, right? I'm trying to remember.
Right.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm right. But it'd be cool to see like that mechanic where you go essentially was it incognito, like actually physically they'd be literally blending in. You'd have to pick them out of the crowd, go assassinate them. It'd be cool, I think. Assassin's Creed Battle Royale. But really Halo is the one I was going to mention. I think Halo Infinite would have a way to enter the space in a big way with Infinite, especially if they have the actual Halo vehicle combat ready to go day one. That would be an epic Battle Royale.
If they don't drop a Battle Royale, they're messing up. That's all I gotta say. There's no reason not to. It can't be that hard to do it. They have the big enough maps for it. Just, could be amazing. Put it on the old school, what is it, Valhalla? Is that the name of it?
Valhalla?
Halo, right?
What about just, I'd put it on Blood Gulch.
Yeah. That's a good
Blood
point,
Gulch
too.
is a classic map. You put more
Valhalla,
buildings.
it wouldn't work on Valhalla.
You put more buildings in Blood Gulch, and then it'd work. It's just a huge, the huge thing. I'm a huge, I'd say closer to older school Halo fan, but I don't know. I think you're right. I think Halo they would miss out of something. It's just they have to find out where their priorities lie.
Right.
True. Well,
do you guys have anything you want to say about this? I'm just picturing a map where the Covenant is glassing the planet, and that's how the Battle Royale space is getting smaller.
You just made me think of Halo Reach, and there's a map on Halo Reach. I think it's called it's Iron something, and it's Reach right before it gets completely glassed. And it fits the description so well.
Oh, Iron Rig? Is that it?
I don't know. It was a DLC map.
Iron Cliff.
Halo Reach maps. I don't know.
Iron Heart Arena?
Flood could be the...
Is this it? Is this it?
Too.
This one?
That's one of them.
Just a bunch of spiders coming in every direction. Why not?
I don't know. It's such a good one. No, it's not, because that's a Forge World map is the problem.
Yeah, but this is where they have
I might have completely screwed up the name.
This is like a landscape, and then you have the open area to work with. This is essentially what this is.
Because there's an open area in the single thing. Oh, is it called Boneyard? It's called Boneyard. I'm stupid.
Oh, okay.
It's called Boneyard. And it's so big that they did a conquest mode. It's that big of a map.
Huh. Oh yeah, I remember this one.
Yeah, see?
That's what I'm
It looks
picturing though,
so
because like
good.
it would explain
wow,
why
okay.
the area is getting smaller because the Covenant would be glassing the planet.
Well, you can see off in the distance
Yep.
that
Alright.
all the just the destruction.
I would consider playing that. Like I'm not big on Battle Royale, but Halo's got such a good Forge mode, and then on top of that, they just have such a good shooter that I would consider playing a Halo Battle Royale. I
Mhm.
considered hopping on Warzone, but I looked at that install size, the initial install size, and I said nope.
100 gigabytes.
That's why I got
I looked it up. It is a straight 100 gigabyte download size.
when I originally got Halo
Just
5.
for Warzone.
Halo 5 had a 100 gigabyte install on the Xbox One, and I was like, nope, this is not going to stay on after I finish it. It's like, nope. But, I mean, there's got to be a way to compress these things down, or like maybe, stream some of the graphics as you're playing. I don't know. There's got to be a way to get these file sizes smaller. Although, Activision doesn't really care to. They just like, you know what, Warzone's all you're going to play. Your PC will be dedicated to Warzone. You will buy bigger hard drives.
Yeah, they're always riding
Corporate
that line.
overlords. They're gonna turn you into zombies. Call of Duty zombies. Anyways, do you guys have anything else you want to say?
I think I said it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as always, I'm Chris,
And I'm TiMMy.
I'm JC.
and tomorrow you're gonna get to hear about Timmy's channel because I screwed up and didn't tell you about it this week. But
Don't tell
before we
Don't
finish
tell 'em.
before we finish this out, what do you do, Timmy?
I make internet doo-doo content where I cover interesting people and things, and maybe you find it interesting too. There's just no way of knowing.
Definitely go watch his world politics video.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is. Just kidding. Yeah, that's I guess my new one. It's
He's
good.
just like straight faced. I have no
tried.
idea what this is.
Yep.
Well, as always, we'll see you.
On the next CHRILLCAST.
Yeah.